Greetings, YouTubers and fellow gamers alike. Today I am going to be talking about pretty much War Thunder and my thoughts about the game as it is currently. Get this out of the way. Alright, War Thunder, what can I say about this title? Actually, quite a bit. I started my whole tank MMO career here before I started World of Tanks and Armored Warfare, and I'll tell you, at first I was really impressed with it. I really enjoyed the games I played. I had fun, and as patches started to roll by over the year plus that I've been playing this, and in case if you're wondering, yes, this is a new account, since my skill level currently right now is 0. Created a whole entire new account, and I will get to that, to the reasons why that happened in a few. But anyway, I started out, I had a blast, and I was blown away with the amount of vehicle selection in the title. Now, before anyone thinks that this is just a tank simulator game, it's just not tanks. There's actually planes. Here, let me load up a research tree here. You have the options for tanks, different countries obviously, but as you can tell, there are plenty of planes to be had. Lots of planes. Anyway, the game started originally as a flight game anyway, MMO flight battles for World War II and Cold War era from what I understand. And a lot of the people that are familiar with the planes actually tend to do very well in this game. But I will be getting to that later on as well. So where do I start? Alright, overall, I would say it's a mixed bag how I feel about this game. I have had some spectacular moments, but I have had, as of recently actually, totally abysmal moments. When I say abysmal, I mean just absolute shit for matches. I mean outright horrible. You would not believe what would go on in this title. And I don't know, I've never seen this. I don't have these type of problems in any other tank MMO out there, and that's kind of alarming. Well, shall I start talking about the good or the bad first? How about we talk about what's good first? What's good? I mean, clearly you can see what's good. The graphics are amazing on this. They look really good. They are way better than those found in World of Tanks. An example of this, let's see, specifically the models of the vehicles, the planes, even the environment just looks amazing. That's one thing I must give to Gaijin, is that they really did a good job with the graphics. I mean, you need a moderately good computer to run with everything full blast. All the graphics, the shadows, textures, everything to make this thing run smoothly. And if you would just hold on a moment, I need to lower this music. It's game options. Let's see. Sound. The general volume. Put that down a little bit. More. All right. But yes, the graphics are simply amazing. Come on, menu, go away. The models are super detailed. I mean, I'll zoom in as close as I can to this, and you can see all the rivet details, the scratches, the dents, the fenders bent, everything. And it doesn't just stay like this. When you're actually on the battlefield, you will start to see mud start to cling. I mean, you see it here. It's very minimal, but this is just the basic skin. When you play, you get covered in mud. I mean, you have mud all over the tank at some points. And that is really, really cool. Why no other game so far out there hasn't utilized this is beyond me. I'm surprised that Armored Warfare hasn't picked up on this yet, considering they're a newer title than War Thunder is. World of Tanks doesn't do anything like that at all. Their models pretty much stay the same throughout the whole match. Except for, obviously, when they blow up, then you got a wrecked tank. But, other features, like, here, let me bring up something I want to show you here. Let's see, go to the German tech tree. Let's research, go to the planes. Here, we'll take a preview of Panzer IV-H, prime example. Alright, here we have the Panzer IV-H. Now, it has this extra side armor called Scherzen that pretty much, originally in World War II was meant to mostly stop any fragmentation shells, possibly detonate an HE shell before it actually hit the hull. I mean, it's not meant as extra armor. It's spaced armor, obviously, as you can tell, being held up by just a few little brackets on the side. But if in War Thunder you actually get hit, let's say right here, this Scherzen piece will blow off. It will just fall off, and that's it. You will have a gaping hole here where it used to be. Anyone now that shoots HE right here has a free shot at the tank. But yes, stuff like this is just amazing that they've included. The amount of detail, they did not slack at all. It's just amazing. Graphics by far, I think, is top notch. It challenges armored warfare right up there. World of Tanks right now graphically, it's dated. Let's be honest, it's dated. It's been dated for quite a while, and the developers, I just don't see having the urge to do anything about it. Sure, they've made HD skins of tanks. Yeah, big deal. What about the rest of the game? What about the environments? Well, add some effects to it, you know? War Thunder has World of Tanks beaten graphically, hands down. Hands down. There's no questions about it. Another thing that's really cool is the option for night battles do exist here in this game, and night battles are amazing. They really are. They're a lot more challenging. But they're amazing because you get to see all these awesome light effects going on. You will see shells fly across and streak against the sky that's dark. You'll see fires glow and radiate. World of Tanks, you briefly get a light explosion and that's it. And the tank will stay on fire and it just doesn't really do anything visually. It's very stagnant. Alright, well, what else does it do really well, War Thunder? I like the sounds. Definitely, when you're rolling around and whatnot, you can hear it. It sounds like an engine revving up, driving around, whatnot. The cannon fires, the impact sounds of when your tank gets hit. The sounds sound crisp and clear, bassy, and sound good. I like the sounds. Now, when your crew is trying to tell you something, it's always in English. You don't have the option to change it with nationalities like World of Tanks has. World of Tanks, you can get it in every nation there is. You can specifically set it. If I'm in a German tank, they're going to speak German. If I'm in a French tank, they're going to speak French. You can change that anytime you want, on, off. One match you like it, next match you don't like it. Just switch it up. Not in War Thunder, unfortunately. Everyone speaks English. It would have been nice to hear them yelling in German, though I'm sure a lot of people who don't understand German would be kind of confused on what's going on. But then again, your little picture of the tank on the bottom will tell you what's going on anyway if you don't understand what's going on in the language that's being yelled at you. Environment sounds sound pretty good too. I mean, just take a listen. You can hear just the wind on the mountains and whatnot. You can hear the crickets and bugs and whatnot in the background as well. You can definitely hear something going on in the garage back here. Like I said, it's not bad. I wish, one thing though, the gun sounds had a little more wider range. Because some of them, after a while, you hear the same sound over and over and over. It can be... I'm just perhaps being picky. Anywho, Control. Control I have had no problems with except on a few occasions. And that's only simply because of a few things. Why? I don't know why this is like this, but in the game it's completely, I don't know. You see here, let's see, inclination, max speed, 26.7 miles an hour for the Panzer 4H. Now, what they don't tell you here is that is on, like, a road, a pavement, or whatever it is. That's the speed it gets. Of course, this number stays permanent in a specific mode of gameplay. Let me escape out of this so I can show you what I mean. See, right now, this is selected as Tank Arcade Battles. You can go down here. There's Air Arcade for those who want to play planes. Tank Arcade Battles, which I always play. Realistic Air Battles. Realistic Tank Battles. And these last ones, they change how the game plays completely. In the Tank Arcade Battles and Air Battles, you will see the player's name above the tank or vehicle you're driving, right above it, and say who it is, what tank they're driving, and you can set that all up and whatnot. You can see that, and that stays there until the tank goes hidden for a while, and then you can't find it. Now, hiding in this game is much different than in World of Tanks. I mean, once you're spotted, you're spotted. The only way of you hiding is to fall from someone's view range behind a castle wall, mountain of stones, giant hill. Once you stay back there for a little bit and you're not spotted, your name's not going to show up. Of course, you won't know if you're spotted. The only time you know if you're spotted is if tanks are firing back at you. There's no camouflage hiding and stuff like that. You have the option for camouflage hiding stuff in arcade mode. You can stick the stuff on the branches and whatnot, but I'll tell you right now, you have to buy the stuff. And it really does nothing in arcade battle. Nothing. It has no benefit at all. The only time this comes into benefit is when you go into realistic battles. Realistic battles, on the other hand, the game takes a completely different change. The names are gone. You have no indication at all there's an enemy tank somewhere hiding in a bush. That's where the camouflage comes in. You can hide in the bush with the camouflage branches and leaves and whatever else they toss at you, and hide there, wait for tanks to come by and blast them. Now, another thing I have noticed, I've tried a few realistic battles and I couldn't stand it. It's just not my cup of tea at all. I can't stand driving around and being shot from nowhere and dead with one shot, because the guy's hiding somewhere on the map who's been playing the game for the last 3 years and is rather very skilled in it and knows all the map's hiding places. And of course, I'll be honest, I'm not a person that's going to sit here and grind through the whole game because I've got the time to do it. I don't. I have time enough to casually play here and there, but that's it. I'm not going to sit here, study the map, and say, well, this would be a great place in realistic battles, or this place here. It's just that simple. I'm not going to take the time to do that. I've come here to play a game of tanks where I can shoot other tanks and have fun with it. Not sit there and analyze the entire map and think, okay, this spot's good, that spot's bad. I mean, logical stuff, obviously, we know which are good or bad. I mean, sitting right in the middle of an open field is not good. In any tank game, for that matter.